Having a relationship in 2025 is almost impossible. Due to the overinflation of options and lust that we now have as a society due to social media, dating is never going to be the same. It's almost going to be 100% different. It's never going to be like the golden age in the early 2000s where there was true love. You had to go out of your way to see someone, or even back in the day you had to go out of your way to meet and see all these beautiful ladies. And now you open your phone and you see 10 of the most beautiful people you've ever seen. There's an inflation of what people call baddies online, which honestly is just a terrible way to put it. Because of all of that, I'm gonna be telling you how to get a girlfriend and however long this video ends up being. Okay, so now in the year 2025, at this point we're about to be 2026, dating and talking to people has changed for so long. Honestly, dating in 2025 shouldn't be no one's top priority. It should be building meaningful relationships with your friends, or if you want it to be a girl. I feel like everyone wants the perfect relationship. Everyone loves the idea of being in love, but they don't know how to because they haven't gotten the reps. You need to be able to get out of your comfort zone. You need to be able to talk to people. I know people like I'm introverted myself, but I understood the concept of I will never be where I want to be if I can't talk to people. And honestly, online could be seen as the death of that, or even a great place to practice talking to people. Online, there's apps and websites like Discord where you can talk to people you never even had chances of talking to before in like 5 minutes, and it's gonna take practice. It's like Kobe. He put up like 1,000 shots a day. You have to put up your shots. You have to meet new people. You have to put yourself out there. The same thing goes for relationships, because the more people you talk to, the more knowledge you consume. And even though relationships are a very emotional thing, it's the knowledge you need to have, like what to say, how to comfort people, the emotional experiences. Because it's the same reason as kids, you're not ready for a relationship. You're too young. You don't have enough experience. But most people nowadays, due to being so isolated or insecure from years of being on the internet and comparison of each other, people are always comparing each other. They don't have the self-esteem necessary, and they're like kids with lacking social abilities and social capacity. So the first step to really get a girlfriend is get off social media. Just get off of it. If you want a meaningful relationship, you can't be on it looking lustfully. And sure, maybe like you could still be on it. Obviously, it's maybe the greatest thing invented next to electricity. We have so much knowledge and so many opinions in our fingertips. Why not utilize it? But people fall into traps of lust, and I was once like that. But you need to click the not interested when the females or males pop up, whatever floats your boat, tickles your pickle. You need to click not interested. You need to focus. Once you stop getting those very beautiful, very conventionally attractive people on your screen, you're able to like take things more like at a value of a truth that not everyone you meet is going to be perfect. Maybe you have confidence, but you don't go up to girls because you're like, oh, they're not this, they're not that. It's a terrible mindset to have, because those are not just regular people you meet, but we're so overly exposed to the fact of them being so beautiful and looking a certain way that your perception gets skewed. You have to unskewer that perception. And I do believe that this is easier said than done, but it is able to be done. Now, once you're detoxed of all those negative emotions, maybe you can learn to accept yourself. And once you accept yourself, then, only then are you able to even think about having a relationship. Make sure you have good friends that'll help you. Friends are the most important thing. Never value a relationship over a friendship. Because friends, they're people that are always going to be there for you. And even in relationships, you don't want just the relationship, just the romantic part. You want the friendship. That is the magical piece of it. You can be everything and still have a best friend. Okay, once you understand all those concepts, you're finally able to realize exactly what you need. You need a once you finally understand those concepts and have a good amount of self-love, then are you able to love someone who's not just yourself, but love another human being. And with that comes many struggles. You need to be able to support them. So I say, find someone, anyone, just go up and talk to them. You never know who your person is going to be, who you want to spend time with. If you go off looks, obviously they can't be completely repulsive to you, you know. Obviously find someone who you want to be around, like looks wise, and you like looking at them, but they don't have to be perfect, you know. They don't have to look like majestic. It's honestly, if you can talk to them, then nothing else matters. Just find someone you can talk to. I say you do this. The easiest way is, if you're still in school, approach girls in school. Maybe for partners, try to find a girl. But once you're out of the school environment, Tinder and places isn't really the way to go, because you're not going off of personality, you're going off of looks. And like I said, that's the worst way you can go about it. You don't find a girlfriend, you find a fling. You want to go out in places, social places. Maybe go to a library, maybe whatever your hobbies are. Maybe go to a guitar store, maybe a skateboard store, a skate shop, my bad. Maybe go to a GameStop, who knows, but things you're interested in, go to places for that. I wouldn't say necessarily go to parties, because, you know, parties aren't an environment where you can easily find someone to love, because I'm not saying people who go to parties are unlovable, but in my opinion, they love the fun more than the realness of everything. I think picking up books are great. You can find people at libraries as well, and then you just go up to them. You have to build a connection, a relatability. You know, you're into this, maybe you can pick up if they're into the same thing, and you spark up a conversation. Once you spark up the conversation, you're really halfway there. You maybe be like, oh, can I get your number so we can talk about this more later? You know, that's an option. It's always an option. Or even just ask them, be like, hey, I really enjoyed talking to you about blah, 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 blah. Do you want to maybe go out sometime? And part of dating is rejection. There's always going to be rejection no matter where you go. And I think that you just need to get used to that too. Everyone is going to get rejected. If you don't want to go through rejection, then you don't want to find people. Because rejection is probably the most important thing in life. It's so crucial to everything. Maybe you get rejected from school. You get rejected from a play. You get rejected by a girl. From a job. The reps that I told you to get earlier, they don't just apply to that. They apply to this as well. You wanna know why? Because the reps allow for you to feel and embrace and learn from the rejection. Learn from the past mistakes. And then, once you learn from your past mistakes, you can look out and just realize that the only way to get a girlfriend is if you first love yourself.